Hey guys, and welcome again. So today I'm going to show you something very basic. I'm going to be showing you the utensils that you need, or as a beginner you might want to use and are recommendable for when you're trying to do things like deco den or making your little clay charms or any clay project that you want to do. So I'm just going to give you a little tips of things that you can actually use that are going to help and that you can find in your own house. So it's pretty basic. The first thing that you're always going to need is that if you're making anything that's related to clay charm, or you're just trying to make it to just decorate it or use deco den or things like that, so you're going to need your clay, whether it's air dry clay. Sorry that I had to put tape there so it can stay sealed and it doesn't dry. This is air dry clay, and you can find it in half a pound or a whole pound. So this is one of the options, and the other option that you actually have is to buy Fimo or any other baking clay. For a beginner, I would definitely recommend Fimo Soft because, like the title says, it's soft. It doesn't hurt your fingers when you're working with it, and it's a lot more easy to work with. There's also Sculpey 3 or Primo. There are different kinds, just like there are different kinds of air dry clay, like Crayola, for example. So you just have to check what you actually prefer to use. Another thing that I would definitely recommend is to have a tile. This tile, even though it has color, it doesn't have a texture, so I can work with it and not have any problems with it having my clay with marks of the tile. So it's a very good option because then you don't have to worry about getting your table dirty or anything, because you're always going to be working here. So this is very recommendable. I just found this scrap at my grandma's house, so it works wonders. And also the clay, you can find it in very huge diversity of colors. This one is cognac, and this one's translucent, which gives me a very different effect, and this one's white. When you bake it, it's going to look completely different, so it's a really good choice. Something else that you are going to need is your little tools to work with the clay. These tools, I bought them at a store here in Puerto Rico called Capri. It was $1 only, so it all depends on where you're actually going to buy them. I am not positive that they have those sort of stores in the United States or in any other place, but you can find them at places like Walmart or any other craft store that you know. So it has all the pieces that I actually need, and it's very, very good to work with. You can use this to make flowers. You can use it for a variety of things. I like to use this part to make tarts. But it all depends on what you're trying to do, but it's a very good and affordable option. Another one would be to always have a rule around. This one's very thin, and it helps me actually to cut if I don't have actually a knife to cut, so I can cut with this. Something else that you would want, it's a mold. I don't buy molds because I find that sometimes they're a little bit expensive, so I try to make mine, which is very easy. I do them with my air dry clay. For example, this one I did it so that I can make the mold for the ice cream cone. So after I do the little shape with the clay, it gets marked, and then I just cut it and use the piece that I want. So I would recommend to make your own molds. It's a lot more inexpensive and easy because you can grab anything that you have around and just press it on the clay, and afterwards you just let it dry, and you're going to have a very good solid mold, and it's going to work wonders. And basically the other things are pretty basic. You can have either acrylic painting, you can have acrylic paint of different colors, or if you don't want to get that messy, you can also use eyeshadow. I know it sounds a little weird, but it actually gives a little, it gives a good effect. So you just need to have eyeshadow. I have this one, which has a huge variety of colors, and I just use it because it's less messy, it dries quickly, and it's easier to work with. You just need a little brush, which you're always going to have if you use makeup, and you just use this little part to paint it, to just paint your clay the way you want it to. I painted this one in a little like golden metallic color. I painted this one blue, and I just gave it a light color because it's supposed to be a little popsicle. But it's very easy to work with, and it's not messy at all. Not like the acrylic painting, which it is going to be messy. And after you work with your clay and you leave it dry, then I would suggest that you have either gloss, like this one. This is acrylic glossing, but you can use anything else, because I've actually found very easy to just use clear nail polish, and I just use it on my pieces, and it dries quickly and it gives me the same effect. And this was just $1, so the price is very, very affordable. And depending on what you're trying to make, I would definitely suggest that you would have something like your acrylic latex caulk, not silicone completely, because it's not going to work the same way. This one's actually going to be kind of flexible, so it's really good. And you just have to have fun and go with it. I'm just going to give you little examples of things that I've done with my clay. This is already dry. I used on this, I used little pieces of female clay, which is basically for nails, and you can buy it at any beauty salon, I mean in any beauty store basically. So this is an example. This one's another example of a bigger tart that I made, and like I was showing here, this one's a little popsicle, this one's multi-flavored popsicle, which I decored with 3D paintings, which are basically this ones, and they're actually really good if you want to give it a little bit of more glittery effect. And I did this little donut that I'm still working on, and like you saw, this little popsicle, and I did these cute little ice creams. They're very, very small, but they're very cute also. And for deco then, well, it's basically things like this, and these are made of resins. This is completely different. This is a little shortcake, and this is a little cookie. But when you're working with clay, just have fun. You can use beads just like this, which is what I used for my little tarts. I used beads to make it look like sprinkles. You can find them in different colors in craft stores, or in even stores that are for basically jewelry making, and you can find little beads like this ones. So you just have to have fun and be creative, and just make whatever comes to your mind. So I hope this helped, and if you have any questions, you can just leave them on a comment down below. So thank you, bye.